How we doing?
Good. Mark, how much you enjoy working with this group?
Oh, come on. I've been loving this since I was a little kid. You know, football has always been special to me. And the opportunity Coach Sumlin's given me and my staff, we just cherish it every day. It's a gift every day to be able to be pushed by a group of men and to set high expectations and just attack whatever works on the plate each day. Just a natural competitor and surrounded by a bunch of natural competitors. And when you're in that atmosphere, it just brings out the best of you, and it's a special thing, day in, day out.
In the 100-degree heat of summer, how do you think the players really responded to you and your energy?
You know, I don't think we're really worried about the heat or circumstance. We have a job. We're on a mission. We're trying to be the best we can be, and it's about competing with yourself every day. So it's not about is it cold, is it hot. There's a job that needs to get done, and it's about executing and working on the fundamentals, whether it's to be quicker, to be faster, just to be dominant in those one-on-one battles, because that's what makes a successful athlete and a successful football team.
I know Coach Sumlin had talked about, you know, in years past, of course you weren't here, but, you know, kind of down the stretch, especially in November, some of the guys may be getting fatigued and things like that. How hard is it to balance pushing them to where they need to go, but also kind of pulling back on the reins if need be?
Sure, yeah, I'm not too sure what happened in the past. What I do know is this is a new team with new leadership. They've set a very high standard. I believe in this team. I think they know that. Coach Sumlin, the coaching staff believes in this team, and we're excited. I think the players are excited because they've set such a high standard. Coach Sumlin said it today. How you do anything is how you do everything. Last time I checked, this team 0-0, just like everybody else in the country. And in due time, I think we'll see we benefit from the work we've put in. I think that's why everybody's so excited. When you work really hard for something, it creates a confidence and it creates an excitement. And I think that's where we're at. With that being said, we've got a long way to go. And the guys know that first and foremost, we can improve on everything we do. And that's what we're working on right now here in camp.
Coach Martin talked the other day about yoga. Are you a believer in yoga, or is that someone else? Or what about the yoga for players doing that to help them get kind of down, I guess, come down a little bit from things?
Yeah, so that's part of Coach Sumlin's vision.
Okay.
That's not strength and conditioning. That's separate from strength and conditioning, but it's just another detail. I mean, I don't think many people really realize how much goes into the preparation for what they see as far as the finished product on Saturdays in Kyle Field, and yoga is just one of very many things. We just kicked that off the other day, and the guys have been really responding well to it. They love it. Working on mindfulness, working on just getting their bodies back. People don't realize that don't compete and don't play on an everyday basis, you know, how much trauma is done to their body on a day-to-day basis, what they do and put themselves through physically and mentally. And yoga is one of those things that you can kind of get your mind and body back so that you can hit the ground running next time you get back to work.
Mark, you've been a part of some great programs with great leaders. I'm not asking you to compare Christian Kirk, but just how great a leader is this guy?
Yeah, there's no comparison. Christian Kirk is one of a kind. I've said that to everybody. He's the type of leader that comes around every so often, and it's not often enough. That's the type of guy you would want on your team every year. He's one of the few guys on this team that, and everyone knows it, he's earned the stripes between the lines, and everyone knows that his attention to detail, he's an old soul. He knows how to do all those little things, whether it be in the weight room, the film room, getting treatment, recovery, eating right. I mean, he's a consummate professional right here, right now. That's why I say he's an old soul. It's like he's already done this before. He acts like guys that are playing on Sunday by the way he approaches his game and the way he handles things day to day, and we're lucky to have him.
I know you've had a couple of stops since then, but maybe what is one or two most important things you brought here from Alabama that you learned there?
Gosh, I feel like I've brought important things from everywhere I've come from. You know, obviously that's a special place. I've been a part of some pretty prominent programs since I've been on the college level, even when I was coaching high school ball. That's your job. You know, y'all know you're trying to be the best at what you do, and you're going to take great notes. You're going to be a student of your game, a student of your craft. So any place that I ever spend time, even today, I mean, everything Coach Sumlin talks about to the team, to the staff, I take good notes because That's going to fill my cup up so I can fill my staff's cup up, the players' cup up, and that's what it's about. It's constantly learning. If you're not learning, you're dying. You've heard that before. If you're not learning, you're not growing. So, not only at Alabama, that's a fine program, but everywhere I've been, I've really tried to pride myself on being a great student and being vulnerable and saying, how can we do it better? How can we do it better? And that's been the process.
How about the challenge? A lot of people are going to look on the outside, looking in. The only real change that Kevin Sumlin made this offseason was to bring in a new strength and conditioning coach to end these 8-5 slides. How does that excite you, and how are you guys going to be able to do that? How is this program going to stop this 8-5 slide?
Repeat that question again.
When you look outside looking in, the only change Kevin Sumlin really made was strength and conditioning coach. So a lot of people are saying that strength and conditioning have a big say in whether they go 8-5, improve that or not. So how are you guys going to be able to help improve this team, you and your staff, improve this program to be better than 8-5?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think for us right now, we're 0-0, and I think it's one day at a time, one rep at a time. Every day's an interview. Every rep's an interview, and there's a lot of guys on this team, including myself, that's trying to get a job and a greater opportunity. And you get that greater opportunity by the way you handle yourself one day at a time, one rep at a time. Kind of our mantra during the summer was brick by brick. All right, and Coach has said this, every program I've been a part of that's been successful, it starts in the locker room. So the guys in the locker room, when they set a high standard, when they set high expectations, and they go about their business brick by brick, that's when you have a chance to build something special. And that's kind of where we're at right now. We're not even worried about week 1, week 10, week 15. Coach said it today at the end of practice. How you do anything is how you do everything. So that's what we're focused on right now. If we can take care of those details today, that's who we'll be as competitors throughout.
It's easy to see that you're extremely high energy out there, and you're getting the players to get energy up there. Is that just your personality, or is that something? What do you do to kind of get that energy up and get yourself in that spot to get the players energized too?
Well, I think it's no different for anybody like yourself. You love what you do. People are going to be able to tell that. They say attitudes are contagious. I'm well aware of that because of my playing days, because of my days coaching. And you want to surround yourself with people that bring out the best in you, that bring that extra energy, bring that extra emotion. And that's one thing that I try and do. That's one detail I try and bring to the table. I'm not always perfect, but working to be as good as I can be, working towards excellence one day at a time, just trying to, spread the right disease. You want to be contagious in a positive way. So that's kind of my mindset. That's my approach. And I think it just comes to with the passion, my love for what I do, and being a natural competitor.
You ever have a bad day?
Come on now. Everybody, I won't even say it. Don't even speak it into existence. Everybody's going to have that day where you want to tap on that snooze button, but we don't have time for that. We're on a mission. And honestly, if you hear anybody that's successful, they talk about on those bad days when you might not feel like it, that's your opportunity to separate yourself from other people in your field. So that's the challenge for myself, for anybody. And there's no doubt, I'm human just like anybody else, just like the players. Certain things can seep in, but you got to be able to block them out, set your mind, set your approach, and get to it.
When Coach Rick went to Miami, was that on your radar at that point, or how did that all play out?
Coach Rick did a great job. It was great learning from him, but I want to talk more about A&M. That's where my focus is right now.
From a strength and conditioning standpoint, what's the difference you've seen in these guys from when you arrived here in January to now, having them through that offseason and then through the summer?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. To me, that's why I believe in this team, because I've seen real growth from January through the summer. And what that looks like is how they communicate with one another, the standards that they're still continuing to set on higher levels. I continue to see growth, and I continue to see extra hunger. It's like once you find a new level, it's easy to put your feet up and get complacent. I haven't seen that yet, and I think that's where we got to continue to head. That's what's got me excited. I think that's what's got them excited, but you just got to do it one day at a time. Consistency is everything.